I'm Alavali, Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. And we are going to discuss about project scheduling and DevOps. The word scheduling means we are putting a timetable or rough plan how the project is completed in a specified time. In general, we say that it is a process of planning, organizing, controlling a project activity to ensure the software project is completed on the specified budget and time. We can also say that scheduling helps the manager to determine how long it takes the time, who will perform, the order in which the task must be completed, the resources where we get, and what are the time for each process need to be completed. The four main objective of scheduling is completing a project on time. It is important aspect because we need to finish a project before the deadline. Next, optimizing of the resources which we need to satisfy the developer, tester, hardware, software tools, and the budget, such a way that scheduling must be maintained and must be kept on time. Tag of a process is we need to know the milestone and the deadline. Before that, the manager have to monitor the project status with its deadline. We need to identify the potential risk earlier, and we need to solve all the risk before the project starts. Some of the important aspect of scheduling is better planning. If we do a planning process on a correct way, we can finish the project on the deadline and we can easily track it. And if better planning reduces the cost control, because if we do plan correctly, we can reduce the unnecessary costs, and also it improves the coordination. Nothing but if schedule is done in a correct way, the developer tester can do the process on a correct manner. Early risk detection can be avoided, so that cost can be maintained and the project can be finished on the correct timeline. Process of scheduling are we need to identify the task so that the activity can be performed in a correct order and can be documented. Each process must be allocated with the time and the work task which are need to be done for each process, and what are all dependent or what are all independent need to be identified, so that it before starting a project we can allocate the process. For example, we need to schedule in such a way that in requirement analysis what all are needed, in the design what are all needed, for coding how many developers are needed, what are the items need to be tested, all must be identified, so that we can allocate the resource accordingly. These a clear schedule must be followed so that the process can be done and monitored in a correct way. The effective scheduling improve the productivity, enhance the quality, reduce the risk, control the cost, and produce a quality software. DevOps is a combination of development with its operation. We can say DevOps in another form that it is a set of practices that improve the collaboration between the software development and also as the IT professional teams. The main purpose of the DevOps is that you need to deliver a fast, reliable, and high quality software in a very short period or in the before the deadline, with a standard methodology to satisfy the customer with all its needs. The life cycle of the DevOps is that plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and monitor. In the planning phase, the requirements are gathered from the customer. Then these requirements are changed into a project plan with all the requirement to satisfy the customer needs. Then the plan are changed into a design. Here the task and resources are allocated based on the design. Then this plan are changed into a executable code. The application source code are developed and it is reviewed before it's going for the testing. The process are test for the software quality as it satisfy the customer need. The testing are done based on the unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and so on. These tests are performed to check whether bugs are available or not, and also to improve the software quality. These then are released to the with the version to check whether it's work well. If it work well, then the release approval are done with the documentations. Then these product are hand over to the customer or the companies which are given the requirements. These software move as a product to the environment. The software are maintained with the user satisfaction and the user support. The continuous tracking and the performance are done. If there are any error is analyzed, these are then corrected on the next phases of the development.